Hello, all of you. Welcome to the second class for rectification of errors. I hope you have studied at home what are the types of errors and the stages when they occur. I took a lot of explanation and theory in the last class and some base level problems. Today we will take it ahead in the second stage, and when I complete the third type of the problems, I will take all one problem by all the methods also so that everything is clear. And yes, some of you are asking all these 25, 27 questions which are there in your material, they have to be solved in the class. Yes. As a teacher, I can complete teaching the concept in 10 to 12 problems, but rectification is a chapter which needs practice now. So that they may give rectification at inter level in any of the chapters, at final level, even when you do holding subsidiary, chalo, one entry is wrong, correct it. And then, so you should have full grip on that. That's why few extra problems are given. Okay. Homeworks अगर मैं कुछ देती हूँ तो आपको करके you have to show it to me in the in your notebook and send me in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Chalo. Going back to the concepts, I'm coming 10 minutes. I'm revising everything what we have done. And in case if you have any doubt, message me please. Okay. And you've got freedom. You can unmute in the class and ask if it is a valid doubt. Because otherwise, next what I'm saying, you're not listening. Okay? Right. Okay. Chalo. So, what are the types of errors? Error happens without any intention, right or not? Intentionally, when you do error, it is called fraud. So right now, types of errors is a very important topic of auditing of accounts. First type of error is error of principle. You know, we have studied three fundamental principles for the real, nominal, and personal accounts, debit what comes in. So suppose you purchase furniture and you debit to purchase account and it has gone in the P&L account, whereas it should have been debited in the asset. So this is fundamentally wrong. This is error of principle. Next, error of principle. Then we have with this compensating error. The example which I gave now, instead of purchasing furniture and debiting furniture, you debited purchases. Commonly asked in exam. This is error of principle also and compensating also. Kahin na kahin, somewhere you have debited, no? Instead of furniture purchase, somewhere debit. Suppose furniture purchased in cash, but you credited to Ronak's account. Somewhere you have credited, no? Compensating error is the error. In spite of that error, the trial balance will agree. I will not do all this revision in the third class. I will directly start. So pay attention. If you have any doubt, ask me. So these are two kind of errors of principle compensating. Then we have error of omission. You know, all my purchase bills are put up in the file. I look at the purchase bill and pass the entry. I skipped one bill. So I have purchased the goods from Sohan Lal, but I missed recording it at all. Complete omission. Or I purchased the goods from Sohan Lal 500. I recorded it 50-50. Okay. Now what to do if I recorded it 50-50? In that case, this is not done. You have recorded it correct, but then instead of debiting purchase by 500, Sohanlal credit by 500, you have done it by 50-50. So now this is called as partial omission. 450 more you have to do. And then we have error of omission. All the other clerical errors will come in error of commission. Sorry, not omission, commission. You know what is this error of commission? Error of commission is all the clerical error. You posted in the wrong account or in the correct account on the wrong side. You had to credit and you debited. Or you have posted in the correct account, in the correct debit side, but wrong amount. So like this, clerical mistakes can happen. These all are errors of commission. Give me a thumbs up. All clear, all of you, for types of errors, right? Then the very next thing is, when do these errors occur? You know, errors will come immediately after recording and if we locate it before the preparation of the trial balance. Super. Party to sales. Sales is correctly credited. Party को debit करना भूल गए. Trial balance is not prepared. Go and debit the party. Go and debit the party. I hope you are getting what I am saying. Party account debit to sales. So this is the correction of the entry when trial balance is not prepared, and if it is a one-sided error, go and rectify it. Even if it is two-sided, go and rectify it before the trial balance is prepared. Once trial balance is prepared, and if debit and credit is not tallying, they will put it in the suspense account. After the trial balance is prepared, if you rectify any error, you have to do it through the suspense account. That we are going to learn in today's class, later part. Trial balance ban gaya, difference here 200, here 180, 20 you put in suspense. Now when you find the errors, when you rectify the errors, then suspense account should tally, no? Yes. Okay? So this is the second one. Third kind of the error is, the third stage when the error occurs is after the preparation of the final accounts. After the preparation of the final accounts, when you prepare, it is called error of any kind of the error. But if the final accounts are prepared, then with the suspense account, we will prepare P&L adjustment account. That detail I don't want to say now. When I do, I will say. So all types of errors are clear. When they occur is also clear. Right. That much is enough for explanation. Please feel free to let me know, ma'am, this is. You must be thinking, ma'am, itna depth mein to humne abhi tak koi bhi nahi kiye hain. The reason is true and false. Fill in the blanks. For the CMA students, fill in the blanks. MCQs, true and false. For CA students, true and false. And 5 marks question. Everywhere types of errors are asked. And they are very important. You know, we CAs have got that role to clear the error. Okay, check. I'm sharing the screen with all of you and check whether you have followed the last class. And if yes, then we will start. Okay, here we go. Actually, the best part of scoring here is, you know what is the best part of the scoring over here? Marks are there stepwise, entry-wise. So you won't face any problem. Yeah, this is our last class. We have solved these problems. See, problem number 1. Go and rectify. If purchase is under cost, abhi tak trial balance is not prepared, go and rectify. Same. Problem number 3 we have done, and problem number 4. If mistakes are there, rectify it. ठीक है? Chalo. So we have done till here. Now I am taking you to the material. 1 second. Are you able to see the material? 1 second. Yeah, look at this. Can I skip all this explanation? How to locate before the trial balance? We have done on this. This dialogue should go on in your mind. Excess debit. If you have debited more, credit. If you have credited more, debit. Less debit, now debit. You know, that logics all should go in your mind. Okay? We have already done first problem. Second, I said skip, not doing now. Third also we have done. Fourth. Right now I am starting the class with error of principle. I am solving the full problem for each type of error. But in exam, I'll tell you problem number 7th onwards. Combine errors problem will come. Let us see. Error of principle. Error of the principle involves wrong allocation of expenditure or receipt between the capital and revenue. Error of principle do not affect the trial balance. Why? Because they are like compensating error. कहीं ना कहीं तो debit हुआ है, कहीं ना कहीं तो credit हुआ है. When asset is purchased, instead of debiting asset, you have debited the purchase account. Okay. When second-hand asset is purchased and repaired before bringing it, repairs are debited to asset account and not to repair account. If by mistake you debited it to the expense account, then it's wrong, no? Like normally you debit wages to wages account. But if you have debited, if you have paid wages to bring the computers in your office, you have to add this to the computers. So related to, I want all of you to remember, every error of principle is also called as compensating error. And for that, we are doing fifth problem. 5 minutes ke problem hai, okay? And they are very easy. Make sure you have a grip on it and try to solve it independently along with me, so that in the coming half an hour, when I ask you to solve one problem on your own and unmute and say it in the class, you should be able to do it. Right or not? Chalo. Rectify the following errors. Wages paid for construction of the office debited to wages account. Now, if you have paid wages, you should debit the office account, office building account. You have debited it to the wages account. Paid cartage for newly purchased furniture posted to cartage account. By mistake, you have debited to cartage account. Now you credit the cartage account and debit the furniture account. ठीक है? 5,000 paid for installation of machinery debited to wages account. Now, if you have paid installation of machinery, these wages should be debited to machinery. By mistake, you debited to wages. So, credit the wages. Debit the machinery. Purchased machinery for 50,000 was passed through the purchase book. Okay, right. Same. If you have purchased a machinery, debit machinery because it's not debited. Wrongly purchased is debited, credited. Wrong entry, correct entry, rectifying entry. Old furniture 5,000 was passed through the sales book. If you have sold the furniture, furniture is the real account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Furniture is going out. So furniture should be credited, not sales. So furniture credited, sales debited. I hope it's very, very easy. So fifth problem, we are doing it in class now. Chalo, shuru karte hain. Problem number 5. See, these are all concept gripping problems. Make sure that you get confidence. For every error, I am giving you 5, 6 examples. In exam, one this error, one that error, like that they will give you. Okay? So, error of principle is also compensating error. Error of principle is also compensating error. Okay? Keep this in mind. Acha, let me know if you want wrong entry, correct entry, or can we go directly as you are comfortable. So we will do. If you want 1 or 2 entries, I can show you. Banai table. I think one or two will be enough, and then we can go with the routine ones. Divide your page into three parts. Wrong entry means what they have done. Correct entry and rectifying entry. Let us see the first one. Read the problem with me. All of you have this book with you, so please make sure you're reading. Paid wages for purchasing, for construction of building debited to wages account. So wrong entry is wages to cash. Correct entry is building. You don't have to do like this in exam, huh? Wrong entry, correct entry. This is just to explain you. Wages to cash, wrong entry. Whereas correct entry is building account debit to cash. Rectifying entry is building account not debited, now debited. Wages by mistake you have debited. See, listen, what is correctly to be done and not done, you do it. Wrong debit, you can't go and scratch. But to nullify that debit, can you credit the wages account? To nullify the wrong debit, can you credit the wages account? Answer is yes. Clear to all of you? Wrong entry is wages to cash. Correct entry is building to cash. Rectifying entry is building को debit करना था, you have not done debit. Wages wrongly debit to nullify credit. And cash had to be credited, it's correctly credited. Amount you can write 20,000, 20,000. Put me a message, all clear. This is just to give you confidence. One more entry and then we will pass only the rectifying entry, these two in your mind. Paid cartage for newly purchased furniture and it is posted to the cartage account. Huh? You have paid cartage and debited the cartage account to cash. But actually you have purchased this furniture. To cash. Now rectifying entry. Furniture account debit. Furniture is not debited, now debited. Cartage को by mistake you have debited to nullify credited. And rest all is correct. Furniture you had to debit, you have not debited, now debit. Cash you had to credit, you correctly credited, no problem. Cartage by mistake you debited to nullify its credit. Isn't it super easy? Huh? Chalo, next one. Paid 5,000 for installation of machinery, debited to the wages account. Yeah. So you have paid wages related to machinery. So machinery account debit, directly now rectifying entry to wages account. Machinery account debit to wages account 5,000, 5,000. Machinery not debited, now debit. Wrongly debited wages credited. purchased machinery for 50,000 was passed through the purchases book. Okay, you have purchased machinery for 50,000, so you should have debited machinery account, but it is passed through purchase book. So purchase wrongly debited, credited 50,000 and 50,000. Machinery debit, purchase credit. Sold old furniture for 5,000 and passed it through the sales book. Very good. You've sold old furniture for 5,000 and you've passed it through the sales book. So when furniture is sold, furniture should be credited. You didn't credit it, now credit furniture. And your sales wrongly credited. This is not sale of goods. This is sale of furniture. So sales wrongly credited, now debited 5,000. Can you put me a small message if my speed is fine, my explanation is clear, you all are following or not? Furniture is sold, so furniture is going out, it's a real account. You didn't credit, now credit. By mistake, you credited sales. So to nullify sales debit, furniture credit. Good, good, good. Thank you. Sixth, paid 2,000 for newly purchased table fan, posted to purchases. You know, table fan and all comes under the office equipment. So you should have debited asset account. और वो asset का नाम है office equipment. Office equipment account debit. 2. You posted it to purchase account. Purchase account credit. 2,000, 2,000. Check the whole problem, compensating error or error of principle. Yes. Easy. Machinery should be debited, not debited, now debit. Wages or purchases wrongly debit, credited. That's called as error of principle or compensating error. Okay? Chalo, let us go to the next one. Sixth one. Now errors of omission. It's nice, huh? Errors of omission is, you know, I told you, all the other errors, error of principle, your compensating error, and all error of omission is either you have forgot to record the entry, or you have recorded half side, or you have recorded wrong amount. So that is called as error of omission. So you can rectify it. If there is error of omission, you can rectify it, right? Chalo, let us start with this. Seventh problem we are doing, read with me. Past journal entries. No, sorry, sixth problem, error of omission. And then base level, all entries are on. Credit sales of 5,000 to Ram, omitted to be recorded in the book. So now recorded. See, Sixth problem, every entry I am reading, every entry I am giving an explanation. Entry is to be recorded, not recorded. Entry is recorded, sold the goods to Ram, recorded, Ram to sales. But you recorded 50 instead of 500, so record it. ठीक है? और 450 और record करो. I hope you are getting it. चलो. Error of omission के लिए exclusive concept problem, and then all concept grouping problems are over, then all combined problems we will go for. Error of omission. Okay, date or serial number, particulars, ledger folio, debit, and this is the way you write journal entry, no? So make the format. कभी कभी अच्छा है, एग्जाम में तो बनाना ही पड़ेगा format. And you have to write reason also. Date, particulars, ledger folio where you post it, debit amount, and credit amount. First entry. Credit sales of 5,000 to Ram omitted to be recorded. So record it. Ram account debit the receiver. To sales credit, stock is going out and it is your income. 5,000. Ram to sales. Goods costing 2,000 taken by proprietor were not recorded. So when goods are withdrawn by proprietor, I gave you this 3 combined entries. Whether he takes goods and all, it will all come under drawings. Now, if the proprietor is taking cash, drawings to cash. This time he is taking the goods. So drawings to purchases. You have purchased the goods to sell, or it is in stock. Now these purchases, neither they are sold nor they are in stock. कहाँ गया ये purchase? Taken by the proprietor. So drawings to purchases. Otherwise, you know, it will be like drawings to cash भी हो सकता है if he is taking cash. But this time he is taking stock. Now, goods sold to Hari on credit amounting to 350 were omitted from accounts, although cash received is subsequently recorded. Okay. But when I have sold the goods to Hari, Hari account debit, sales account credit should be recorded, no? Hari account is debited, party, and sales account is credited. Purchased, fourth entry, credit sale of old furniture to Mahesh, completely omitted. You've sold some old furniture to Mahesh. Omitted to be posted. Okay, entries correctly recorded. Huh? You've sold the furniture to Mahesh. Entry you have recorded. Mahesh account debit to furniture. But posting you have not done. So you have to do the posting. You have to write here. Entry correctly recorded. Posting to be done in Mahesh account, debit side. Entry correctly done. One second, huh? 1 second. Yeah. Entries correctly recorded. Posting to be done. Mahesh account is to be debited. And furniture account credited. On 31st March 2015, goods of the value, sorry, yeah, goods of the value. Are you reading with me? On 31st March 2015, goods of value 3000 were returned by Hari and were taken into stock on the same date, but entry was not passed in the books. Hmm? So this is like sales return and you have not recorded it. So now record it. Sales return. What is the entry of sales? Party to sales. What is sales return? Reverse. Debit to Hari. Sales return debit to Hari. 3000. 3000. ठीक है? Ninth problem. If entry is not recorded, you record it now. That's what is rectification. And if it is wrongly recorded, you correct it. So here we complete with the base level problem. Now shall we start with the combined problems without waiting for anything? Shall we start with the combined problem? And now this is the first combined problem which I am taking. I have individually taught you the problems for error of principal, error of omission, error of commission. It will come all combined only. All types of mistakes will come over there. So now, actually, the seventh problem which we are starting now, I'm thinking for practice, we should do triple column. Wrong entry. What has happened? Correct entry. What is the entry to be passed? And rectifying entry. Nullify the wrong. Correct entry. What is not passed, now pass it. That will what make it as your rectifying entry. Yes. So शुरू करेंगे problem. Past journal entries to rectify. It's having all kind of errors. ठीक है? An amount of 200 withdrawn by for personal use was debited to trade account. Now, if you withdraw, you have to debit to drawings, no? Money or cash. You debit it to trade expense. So now I have to give the correct effect. Yeah, from here we are starting with the general problems. Shallow. Let us start problem number 7. And what I'm doing right now is also only to teach you the concept. Next problem, I'll directly do the rectifying entry. Right now, wrong entry, correct entry, and rectifying entry. Please give 3 effects. Give 3 effects, please. 2 minutes, I'll be back. I will say 3 columns you make for 1 full page. Okay, shall we start with the next problem? Okay, you also took 2 minutes break. See, when we are in front of the system now, more than 40 minutes, we should look at least for half a minute, 30 seconds here and there. That's what they say. Are you following or not this chapter? There is no ledger account to tally, dear. Chalo. So let us begin with the first problem. 1 second. 1 second. Already asked once in the exam earlier. Nice problem it is. In exam, I again want to repeat. You have to write only the rectifying entry. For practice, I am giving you this. Okay? Sure. An amount of 200 withdrawn for personal use by proprietor, debited to trade expense. What they have done? Trade expense debit to cash. What actually we should do? Drawings to cash. Right? Now drawings should be debited, not debited. Now you debit it. Cash should be credited. It is credited correctly, no problem. Trade expenses by mistake debited. This is not the expense of business. This is the personal expense of the proprietor. For some personal reason, he has withdrawn the cash. So cash is going out. But instead of debiting our P&L account, drawing should be debited. Amount kitna hai? 200, 200. Okay. Next. Purchase of goods 300 from Nathan, okay, was wrongly entered in the sales book. Now mark this entry, very important. If mistake is in the subsidiary book, sale book and purchase book and all, then it is a double-sided mistake. Mistake is in the subsidiary book, it is double-sided. How double-sided? Check with me now. For example, you have purchased the goods from Nathan. So what should have been done? Purchase account debit. It's my expense to Nathan account. Purchase. Nathan is the giver, creditor. But actually, what they have done is they have recorded it in the sales book. And if they have recorded in sales book, definitely Nathan account should have been debited. Nathan to sales. Ma'am, how do you say that Nathan account is also wrong? Because the entry is wrong in the primary book. It is a purchase entry, purchase to Nathan. You have recorded it as Nathan to sales. So now what you will do? Purchase account debit, because it's actually purchases, 300. Sales wrongly credited, debit, 300. Purchase account debit, 300. Sales wrongly debited, 300. And now Nathan should be credited because he's a giver, but you debited it. So you will credit it twice. You will credit it twice. Take your time. I will not again and again explain. Nathan, purchase to Nathan. Nathan is the giver. Nathan, credit 300. Instead of credit, you have done debit. So one credit to nullify the debit and another credit because you have not done the credit. This is a very important entry. These are the level of the entries which are repeatedly asked. एक compensating error, एक purchase की जगह sale, एक error of omission. You know, we are going to the buffet dinner and we want to eat everything. You're tasting, they like that. It is. Are you all following or not? Second entry. Third entry. Yeah, third or C. वो लोग C लिख रहे थे, हम भी C लिखेंगे. A credit sales of 100 to Santaram was wrongly passed through the purchase book. Same now. It's a sales entry, so party to sales. Santaram is a receiver. Santaram to sales. But they have routed it through purchase. Purchase account debit to Santaram. Now, Santaram account debit. Santaram account debit with double the amount. Double the amount. Okay? Santaram, we have sold the goods to Santaram. So Santaram debit 100 and wrongly credited, usko nullify karne bhi 200. Sales is to be credited, you have not credited, credit. Purchases is wrongly debited. There is no purchase. Wrongly debited, now credited. I feel this is a very nice problem. I'm going very slow, giving all the required explanations, so write it nicely. Party to sales. Sales credit, party debit. Purchase to party. And now sales, it is actually a sales. You didn't credit sales, so credit. Purchase को गलती से debit किए हैं, तो credit. And Santaram debit twice. Chalo, D entry. This is to ask so much. 150 received from Malhotra, credited to Mehrotra. So correct entries, cash account, debit, and they have been received from Malhotra. But what they have done? Cash account debit to Mehrotra. So cash is correctly debited, Malhotra not credited. Cash is received from Malhotra, Malhotra not credited, now credited. Mehrotra debit. Malhotra credit because you have received the cash not credited. Wrongly some other ledger is credited. To nullify that, debit that ledger. Mehrotra. Nice. Next. 375 paid as salary to cashier Dhawan. You know, we pay salaries to employees. So we never write employees account. We always write salary account. So this time salary is paid to cashier Dhawan was debited to his personal account. So they wrote Dhawan to cash. Actually, what they should have done? Salary to cash. When you have paid salary to your employee, you don't write employee's name. It's your expense. So salary account to be debited, not debited, now debit. Cash is to be credited and it's correctly credited. Dhawan's ledger is wrongly debited. If you debit to Dhawan, how you are going to book expenses for salary? So Dhawan's account wrongly debited to nullify that credit. 375, 370. Nice. A bill of 2750 for extension of building was debited to building repairs account. Okay. If it is an extension of building and the benefit is more than 1 year, you need to capitalize in the books, right or not? So what should have been the correct entry? Building account debit to cash. You know, these repairing work, you should have capitalized in the book. But by mistake, you have debited it to repairs account debit to cash. Now, building not debited, debited. Repairs wrongly debited, credited. Building, you have to debit, if not debited. So now debited. F1. How much is the amount for repairs? 2750. By mistake, you have treated as revenue. Actually, this is a capital expenditure. So this is which kind of error? Error of principle. Yes. And can I call it compensating? Kahin na kahin to debit ho gaya na? Yes, right. It's very good habit to sometimes pause and check what is actually the error. Goods of 500 returned by Akshadeep were taken into stock, but returns were not posted. Okay. 500 rupees goods have come return from Akshadeep. So this is sales return. Goods came in the godown also, but returns were not posted. So you didn't pass the entry. So what is the wrong effect? No entry recorded. What is the correct effect? Record the entry. Even Akshadip account में कहीं posting नहीं हुआ. Subsidiary book only have not passed the journal entry, so no question of posting from that book. Sales return to Akshadip. You have not recorded this entry, recorded. Old furniture sold for 200 to Sethi was recorded in the sales book. Error of principle. You have sold old furniture to Sethi. So entry should have been Sethi is the receiver, debit. To furniture, credit. Sethi debit to furniture. Sethi debit to furniture. That should have been the correct entry, but it's recorded in the sales book as if you have not sold furniture, you have sold goods. So what you have done, Sethi account debit to sales. Party to sales is the entry you have passed. So now what you should do, furniture is to be credited, not credited, now credited. Furniture is to be credited, not credited, now credited. We sold the furniture to Sethi. Sethi is to be debited, anyhow correctly debited. By mistake, you have credited the sales, so to nullify this, sales account debit. Furniture account credit. The period end total of sales book was undercast by 100 rupees. Okay. Now just the sales book total is undercast. So whether this entry has done after the trial balance or not, we don't know. So one option is sales book total is undercast. So go and just write on the credit side total undercast or add kar do. And if you have already prepared the trial balance, so credit come hai, so you must have put it in the suspense account. So entry will be suspense account debit. Yeah. Suspense account debit to sales. 100. Sales book undercast. Suspense account debit to sales. है ना? So sales is credited. It's the total is less credited. Party account is all correct because this is just the sales book ka totaling mistake. This is error of commission. Okay. Wrong effect mein kuch nahi hai. Rectifying also same. Suspense account debit to sales. Okay. If it is not clear, I'll explain again. Sales book is undercast. So sales you have to credit by 100 and suspense account debit if the trial balance is prepared. If trial balance is not prepared, then go to the sales ledger and write on the credit side by sales book undercast. The total is undercast. Okay? And the last entry now. Last entry. Amount of 80 received as interest was credited to the commission account. So you have received interest. Okay. Cash account debit to interest account. You have received interest 80, but by mistake you wrote it as commission. So now interest को credit करना था, नहीं किए, now credited. Commission wrongly credited, debited. How is this clear? Interest was income, not credited, credit. By mistake, commission is credited, debit. Compensating error भी है, error of commission भी है, सब है. So like this, these two things, the first two columns in exam, you have to analyze in your mind. Wrong entry, correct entry. What is the wrong? What is the correct? And what is the rectify? You'll get it. ठीक है? Seventh problem is all clear to all of you. Let us start with the second stage. These were all the errors when, just trial balance is prepared or not. If trial balance is prepared and if it is not tallying, then you will post it in the suspense account. So when you rectify the errors after the trial balance is prepared, suspense ledger they are asking you to make in the exam, and it should tally. जब सब गलतियां मिल जाएंगे तो suspense account should become nil. I hope you are getting. Some mistake is there, you debited, you missed crediting. So suspense account में डालो credit. Now when you locate suspense को debit करो और credit करो. I hope you are getting. Usually one-sided errors they come through suspense account. 8th and 9th problem are simple. I am not explaining anything. Homework. You do the problem and send me the answers. I will check it surely and I will discuss it in the class tomorrow so that you can tick and write it. Don't think ma'am तो सब discuss करते हैं तो नहीं करेंगे. करो ना. When you do it correct and when you tick it, yes ma'am. When I say correct entry for this is party to sales and you have done that, genuinely your confidence will get a boost. So 8th and 9th problem, all of you are attending the live classes should send 8th, 9th as homework in the group. Okay? Right. Chalo. Rectification of error after preparation of the trial balance, but before preparation of the final accounts. So in that case, we have one-sided error are there, and then for that we have to prepare the suspense account. Suspense account is account to which amount being difference in trial balance is placed. If total of debit side is short, suspense account will show debit balance. And if total of credit side is short, suspense account will be taken on the credit side. Difference is put up in the suspense account and trial balance is prepared. Suspense account is used for rectifying all one-sided errors. Errors that do not affect trial balance are rectified with the help of the suspense account. Yes? Errors, one-sided errors will only be rectified through suspense account. Errors which don't affect the trial balance, they are not rectified with the suspense account. Furniture to cash ki jagah purchase to cash. Is there going to be any difference in trial balance? No. This is a compensating entry. So entry which does not affect trial balance, in that case, they are not rectified by suspense account. Underline this line in your book and mark it very important for true and false. Mark it very important for true and false. Errors are rectified by placing the amount to the debit side of the correct account. Credit is placed in the suspense. Similarly, when the correct account is credited, it is placed on debit side and on. ठीक है, ये तो clear है. Suspense account is not closed. Balance will be taken in the balance sheet. Unless otherwise stated, it is usually presumed that errors are rectified after transferring the difference in trial balance to the suspense account, but before preparation of the final accounts. हाँ, अब देखो मैं क्या बता रही हूँ आपको. I want all of you to go to your booster notes. कुछ notes लिखते हैं वहाँ, या already भी लिखा होगा तो we will check it. I'm going in the second stage of the problem. Are you all comfortable? What was the first stage? What was the first stage? ये रहा देखो. Error before preparation of the trial balance. No suspense account. Directly go to ledger and rectify. Error after the trial balance. Okay. Prepare suspense account. And when all the entries are corrected, the suspense account will close. And error after final accounts, I'll teach you tomorrow. Types of errors I have given. Now listen, all of you. Write down this explanation in your booster notes. All of you, very important explanation. Errors which affect trial balance. Errors which are affecting trial balance. Usually, one-sided errors are rectified errors which affect the trial balance. Usually, one-sided errors are rectified through suspense account. Up clear है सबको? Read the line, interpret it 10 times. Errors which affect the trial balance will be thrown out of order. Usually one-sided errors are rectified through suspense account. I want all of you to write one example. Party 2 sales. Okay, party 2 sales. 10 रुपए 10 रुपए. Sales तो credited. Party not debited. This explanation is very important. Party 2 sales. Sales is correctly credited. Party is not debited. So now what you will do? Party is not debited. So what you will do in the party account? Now, when sales is credited, party is not debited. While sales credit है, party debit नहीं है. 10 rupees debited in suspense account. While trial balance is prepared. How is this? How is this? Party to sales. Sales को credit किया, party को debit नहीं किया. So lopsided, no. Trial balance will not tally. Credit is more, debit is less. Because you didn't debit party. Can you put it in the suspense account? Debited in the suspense account. Now when you rectify the error, when error is rectified, party not debited, now debit. सस्पेंस डेबिटेड बिकॉज क्रेडिट तो किया था, डेबिट तो कुछ था ही नहीं, तब you put in the suspense and closed it. Now you got it. Party debit to suspense credit. Take your times, 10 time. You may be saying, I will go really fast in some of the chapters where I know depreciation and all calculations, SLM, WDV. एक problem बताए तो you can do it faster than me. Huh? So look at this. I want to repeat the whole example. Even if you have followed just mindset prepare होने के लिए, I am making you write this in boosters. One-sided error or error which will affect trial balance will come here. Okay. Party to sales. Sales is credited, party not debited. Debit is less. Put it in suspense and close. Trial balance. After trial balance is prepared, array suspense is coming, debit kahin na kahin galti hai. Yet final accounts are not prepared. So can you rectify the suspense account? Answer is yes. How will you rectify the suspense account? How will you do this? So now when you rectify the account, party को debit करना था, नहीं किए, debited. Suspense which you have wrongly debited, credited. Can I come to a conclusion? I want all of you to write a conclusion. When all errors are rectified, when all errors are rectified, suspense account will close. When all the errors are rectified, the suspense account will close. Nice, clear? When all the errors are rectified, the suspense account will tally or it will get closed. और एक भी booster notes लिखो please. Note. Many times error of principle are compensating error also. Error of principle are compensating error also. Many times error of principle are compensating error. Say what is error of principle? Instead of furniture wages is debit, but kahin na kahin to debit hua, kahin na kahin to credit hua. That is also called as compensating error. Second note, write down. If party account debited ₹10 instead of credit. If party account debited ₹10 instead of credit. Then credit party account with ₹20. I have taught you, but just जब घर में revise करो, this dialogue should be there with you. If party account is debited 10, instead of credit, you debit it. Then credit the party account with 20 rupees. This rectification is there in CA Foundation and CMA, the Foundation Inter, all that important. Why you are crediting with rupees 20? First credit, because not credited. या ऐसे grammatical mistake है तो ठीक है, write down ऐसे. First credit because you have not credited, now you credit. And second credit to nullify debit. First credit because not credited. Second credit to nullify the debit. ठीक है? All clear to all of you, booster nons, ready to go. Now can we rectify some of the errors through suspense account? अगर आपको बोले कि suspense account बनाना है, तो will you be able to do that? And of course the suspense account will tally also after that. Once you rectify the error, no, the suspense account will tally. 1 second. Chalo, we will do the 11th sum first, then 10th I will take with both the methods. 11th sum, shall we all take exactly 2 minutes break? Look at the time now. You can also freshen up and come. 2 minutes ke baad, we are starting 11th sum with the new method, suspense account. And then 10th we can take combine. 10th we can take combine by both the methods. Shall we do problems with suspense account? Eleventh problem करते हैं चलो. Correct the following errors found in the books and the trial balance was out by 493. Excess credit. Excess credit is there. So you must have put in the suspense account debit side. The difference has been posted to the suspense account debit side. Okay. And now rectify all these errors. And you know, if all the errors are rectified, the suspense account should become nil. An amount of hundreds was received from Didas but has been omitted to be entered in the cash book. So you have not recorded the entry only. So record it. Okay, please put me a message. How many of you still want in the form of wrong entry? जैसे हमने ये प्रॉब्लम की है. Come out of your booster notes. Booster notes हो गया लिखना. Regular book में जाते हैं. And this last problem we have done for practice. Wrong entry, correct entry. Can we directly go now by the rectifying entry what we have to pass? And heading likho. Rectification of errors after trial balance is prepared. Rectification of error after the trial balance is prepared before final accounts. Before final accounts, and we are doing it through suspense account. Rectification of error after the trial balance is prepared and before the final accounts, and we will do it through suspense account. So for that, right now we are doing problem number 11th in class. Date, particulars, LF, journal entries we will pass. Give the heading, journal entries. These are directly rectifying entries. Date, particulars, ledger folio, debit amount, credit amount. Date, particulars, ledger folio, debit amount, credit. चलिए साथ में. First one. An amount of an amount of 100 was received from Didas, but it was not entered only in the cash book. So cash book is a primary and ledger itself. So you have not done the posting also, but in drawer you have received the cash. So cash account debit, cash is coming in. Party, who is the giver? Didas, 100. Cash account debit to Didas. Total of return inward book for December has been cast 100 short. Total of the return inward book has been cast 100 short. Now this is one-sided error. Return inward is what? Sales return. What is the nature of sales return? Debit. It has been undercast, means the sales return total is less by 100. So you debit it and credit will be through suspense account. Why through suspense account? because trial balance is prepared. If trial balance is not prepared, what will you do? Sales return account. Go to the sales return account and write on the debit side. To total under का सीधा add कर दो. But you have already prepared the suspense account. So now you'll rectify through the suspense account. Clear? Next. Purchase of office table costing 300 has been passed through purchase day book. So you should have debited furniture account debit, not debited. And instead of that, you have debited the purchase account. So credit 300. Furniture debit, purchase credit. 375 paid for wages to workmen for making a showcase, again debit to wages. These are all combined entry. Which error? Error of principle. You've made furniture. Showcase is a part of your furniture of your business. Furniture account debit. By mistake, you have put it in the wages account. So wages credit, furniture debit. A purchase of 67 has been posted to the trade payables account as 60. Okay. So purchase is correct है. Trade payables account को 60 डाला है. So now you put 7 rupees more. Purchase is correctly debited 67. Trade payables is credited 60. So you credit 7 rupees more. Suspense account debit. See, listen. Take a pause. Take a pause. Put your pens down or 2 minutes सुनो. E वाली entry पढ़ो. Purchase is debit 67. Payables, that means creditors are credited 60. So trial balance will not tally 67 and 60. Which side you will put 7 rupees? Credit side. Now what you will do? When you have rectified the error, 67 and 60. So 7 rupees credit. So because that time credit was less, you have credited it to the suspense account. So now suspense account debit. Are you getting? When there is a mistake, suspense account is credited. When the mistake is rectified, suspense account is debited. You know, in all the angles, left, right, up and down, you have to turn and check. A check of 200 received from PC Joshi has been dishonored and was passed to the debit allowance account. 200 check is received from PC Joshi. It has been dishonored. When you receive the check, bank to PC Joshi. When it is dishonored, reverse entry, PC Joshi to bank. And it was debited to the allowance account. Actually, you should debit to which account? 1 minute. I'll tell you. When you receive the check, what's the entry? Bank to Joshi. When you return, Joshi debit to bank. Instead of Joshi debiting, you debited it in the allowance account. So now allowance account credit, Joshi account debit. PC Joshi debit, allowance account credit. PC Joshi debit. Because the check is returned, now he has to pay you something else, an allowance credit. 1,000 paid for purchase of motorcycle to Mr. Dutt has been charged to miscellaneous expense. Actually, you have paid 1,000 rupees for purchase of the motorcycle for the proprietor. So if proprietor is doing any expenditure or buying a vehicle for his personal use, this motorcycle is not for the firm. This is for the proprietor. So where it should be debited? Drawings account. See, you can pay your foreign trip expenses also from the firm. Is it firm's traveling expense? No. Put it in drawings. So drawings account debit, and you have debited in the miscellaneous expense. So it's wrong. Your expenses are inflated. Credit it. Miscellaneous expense, you credit it. 1,000. Drawings, you debited 1,000. Goods amounting to 1,000 has been returned by a customer and were taken into inventory, but no entry was recorded. 100 rupees goods have come back as sales return. Entry record nahi kiye, to record it. Error of complete omission. बीच बीच में types of error याद करना है. Sales return to party. Party's name is not given, but just write it. It's a sales return and you have recorded in the books, but you have not recorded entry. Complete omission. Recorded. See, every entry suspense account is not coming up. That is also important. Last, a sale of 200 to Singh was wrongly credited to their account. Entry was correctly made. A sale of 200 to Singh was wrongly credited to his account. Entry was correctly made in the sales book. So when you sell the goods, what do you do to the party? Singh account, Singh and Co. debit. By mistake, you credit it. So now you debit with double the amount. To suspense account. If you are still not getting comfort, tell me message और 2-3 problem करेंगे. Wrong entry. What is the wrong entry being done? Sales is credited, debit कुछ भी नहीं. So they have put, I think that's the same, sales of 200 was wrongly credited to his account. Okay. Sales also credit 200. Party also credit 200. 400 credit. Look at my hand. Sales credit 200. Party credit 200. 400 credit. Debit कुछ भी नहीं. So while preparing the trial balance, put 400 debit in the suspense account. Now I got the error. Suspense account credit. Why are you debiting twice? One to nullify that wrong credit and another because you didn't debit. I hope all of you are following. These journal entries are over. And I'm not giving you narration, brief mein likhna hai, being correction of the error and all. If you want me to give you practice of narration, kal remind karo, ek problem mein narration bhi likh lenge. Chalo, now this for same 11th problem, I want all of you to very quickly prepare the suspense account. Suspense account. 493 excess credit was coming in the trial balance. Definitely you must have put it on the debit side. Difference in trial balance, you can put it on the debit. Why debit side? Read the language of the problem. The very first line, padho, 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 वापस padho. Trial balance was out by 493. Excess credit, debit कुछ भी नहीं. Debit and suspense account. Now do the postings of these error. ये रहा B वाला entry. Sales return to suspense. Credit side, sales return 100. और कहाँ है suspense account? ये रहा E में. Suspense account debit 7 to trade payables. I hope you are getting how suspense account comes and then how it gets nullified. After that suspense account credit by SIM. Clap. 493 difference was there, and it's not one suspense account, one error. There were 3 errors. Credit side 500 ki galti thi, debit side 7. So it was coming 493. When we rectified all the errors, the suspense account will become nil. After the trial balance is prepared, the differences in suspense account, pass rectifying entry through suspense account, and then correct figures you again take it in the new trial balance after the correction, and from there final accounts are prepared. Not exam, actually what is happening I'm saying. All clear? Nice, no? Okay, listen all of you, weightage wise 50% chances of getting this method, 30% chances of getting the third method, and 20% chances of getting first method. But I want you to have full grip with me. Accounts किसने पढ़ाया? दीप्ति मैम ने पढ़ाया. Yes or no? So let us take one class extra. 2 घंटे से कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. But we need to do thoroughly practice. So make sure you do the homeworks which I gave you. 1 minute. I will also note it down. Which 2 questions I gave as homework? 8th and 9th. Make sure अच्छे से करके आओ. Send me the answers in the WhatsApp group, and we will check this tomorrow. And tomorrow I will do combine. If the trial balance is not prepared, many times you can go to the ledger and rectify. If trial balance is prepared, then rectify through the suspense account. ठीक है? Right. Okay, any more doubts are there? Ma'am, 10th problem you have solved. Third entry is not clear. ऐसे कुछ भी अगर doubt है तो keep sending me messages. Even if you are watching this as a video and you are having any doubt in the rectification concept what we have done today, you should analyze कि suspense आया ही क्यों? Because credit was more and debit was 493 less. Credit ज़्यादा था, डाल दिया. Now look at that trade payables. Purchase to party. Purchase is 67, party only 60. So 7 rupees put in suspense. Now when you got no, party should be credited 7 rupees more. So what wrong credit you have given to the suspense? Debited. So suspense came first with 7 rupees credit and then got nullified. Okay? Do a lot of analysis for this chapter. Rectification of errors is not over here. The next chapter we are going to do after this is bank reconciliation statement. There also, it's not just reconciling your balance in bank. Some errors are also there in your book. So rectification of errors is a superb chocolate, topping, which can go with any flavor. Like that it is any chapters, final accounts, bills of exchange, whatever chapters they give, there could be some errors. Machinery and depreciation account also they are giving error. By mistake you debited in repairs, actually it's machinery. So rectify and then charge the depreciation. So rectification you have to make your best friend. Are you all liking this chapter or not? Good. That's all for today. Make sure from tomorrow, because we have to check homeworks, we have to write booster notes, we have to take quality good problems in the class. Every class now onwards will be for 2 hours. Okay? So log in on time. I will start on time 11:30 to 1:30. Thank you so much. Any doubt? No? Bye-bye for today.